Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're starting things off a little bit different because I don't have any makeup on. I'm sure you noticed. Today we're going to be doing a brow video and I'm so excited to do this video. I was kind of holding off on doing it because I didn't know if I really had a technique down just yet. But I think that I have a pretty good technique down. I have very sparse brow. So I wanted to help other girls out. Help the girls with the sparse brows or help the girls with no brows. I'll be using 3 products in this video. So if you have sparse brows, you know someone with sparse brows that could use a little bit of help, please share it. So if you want to see how I get my brows, then continue to watch and let's jump into the tutorial. All right, I'm gonna zoom you in all the way in, girls. So let's just, now that we're up close and personal, let's get started. The first thing that I take, the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. I use number 5. It's the darkest shade that they have. I also make sure that I don't have any oils on my face. Very important to wipe away any oil that could possibly be just sitting there, dwindling, can make your product look a little bit greasy over time. Make sure that all the oils are off. So I really like the Benefit Precisely My Brow because the tool, the tip of it is really fine, so you can get sharp lines, accurate lines, and you don't have to worry about it being too thick. We're gonna do this brow and then this one will be a reference brow in the end. First, you want to map out your brow. So the start of the brow should be to the end of the nostril here, and as you can see, I have some brow left, so let me just draw a line up here. Okay, so that's the start of my brow, will be here. This is just a little bit extra. I just leave it. I feather my brows in anyway in the beginning, so it's not a boxy look and it looks a little bit more natural. So we'll get to that. Beginning of the brow should be at the end of the nostril, so we have that. Arch of your brow, you want to take your pencil and angle it, and it should go through the iris of your eye, will be my arch, which my brows kind of naturally, arch here anyway. This is going to be the arch, and then we go like this, and this is the tail end piece. So just take it and move it out just a little bit more, and then that's your tail. So let's make a mark there. Then I take my pencil and I go up underneath and start filling in the brow area. Then where it arches here, I start to curve it. So I'm gonna curve and then draw down. So make a little hill in the brow where that arch is. So curve and then go down and connect it to that outer piece where it should end. And if you ever need to go back and reference, you can always just check, and see if things are lined up. Then on the top of my brow, I connect the outer piece first. So I'm gonna connect the outer corner. And then I go in, go, and then connect it. So connect this piece like that. And we can always go in and make it either thinner if you overdid it, or we can make it thicker. Now that we have the basic outline, we're gonna go in to fill in the actual brow. And to fill it in, I'm using the NYX Build 'em Up Brow. And I like this product because, you can literally use it to, you can go light or you can get really dark with it, and then it also gives you fine lines so you can get more hair-like strokes. Hair-like strokes are key when doing your brow because that's what really makes it look realistic. Always want to add hair-like strokes. No matter what, we want it to look like you just woke up, jumped up out of bed, you didn't do anything, you were born with these brows. That's what we want. So the NYX Build 'em Up Brow, it is a powder brow filler, and it kind of looks like the fiber mascara, and it just clings on to the hair. This is what this product does. So I take this product and I go in on the tail and I start to fill it in. Be careful not to go outside your outline because you don't want to make unnecessary work for you to have to clean up. And when I'm filling it in, I go darker on the tail. So the tail piece should be the darkest part of your brow, and then as it goes more forward, it should lighten. And if you mess up, or you know, you don't get it as dark as you want to, or you see some patches in there, it's okay, because you can always go back in with product later on after you finish cleaning them up and just fill in those little sparse areas. So I take it to about here, just a little bit before it starts to arch is where I take that product, and then I stop. So the next product that I take is a brow powder. The brow powder that I'm using is the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Brow Duo, and the color that I have is dark brown. I'm gonna take it on a angled brush. So on this angled brush, you'll get a little bit more pigment since it is a little bit more dense. And I go in with this angled brush. So where I stop with the NYX product, I start with the powder. And I'm just blending these two together. And as I start to go into the front portion, I start to kind of flick my brush upward and to follow the natural growth of my hair. So these hairs, they don't grow straight up, they grow like more at an angle. So they're curving like this, and that's how I'm going to fill it in, is at that angle. And I find that that gives a more natural look if you just follow the shape that your hair grows. Okay, so now that we're to the tippy top of the brow, I take another angled brush. I know, like 2 brushes, what, that's excessive. But this angled brush is a lot more soft, not as dense as the other brush that we have, and not as stiff. So it's going to give us a lighter application in the front. I'm gonna take the softer angled brush, still going in and just filling it in. Still following the natural curve that my hair grows. Okay, so I filled it in all the way to the tippy top there. So this is what we have so far. You can go in, you can take more or less product. It's really up to you, but I'm gonna take the spoolie in. This is a spoolie. If you have never seen one before, which I'm sure everyone has seen them, you probably just didn't know the name of it until brows became popular on YouTube. This is a spoolie. It's very important to use the spoolie to go through and comb through the brows to get rid of the excess product that has been building up, because you don't want your product to build up and then look really clumpy. Front part here, I'm going to go through and just soften that line up like that. And on the top, I'm going to soften the line as well. So I'm not taking away any definition that we got from the Benefit pencil. I'm just going through and making that line a little bit softer so it's not as harsh. So to clean up the brow, now this is a topic for some conversation. A lot of people take concealer to clean up their brows, and that's fine if the concealer is your skin tone. You can have, like, you know, a little bit of a lighter concealer just to highlight the brow bone, because your brow bone is naturally lighter there. But if you are taking that same light concealer to carve out the top of your brow area, things can get a little bit tricky. Yeah, it can get tricky real fast with that. So you want to make sure that if you are taking a concealer to carve out the top of your brow, that it matches your skin tone. If you are of a darker complexion like myself, then to take a concealer that we are using to highlight the face, and when I say highlight the face, I mean, like, if you're taking this concealer to hide and brighten the under eye area, then you don't want to take that concealer to go on top of your brows. If you don't blend it out well enough, it's going to leave that very light mark across, and everyone's going to be able to see that you cleaned up your brows with light concealer. Not going to look good in photos. It's not going to look good in person. To avoid all of that, I recommend going in with a foundation, and the same foundation that you go in with to clean up the brows will be the same foundation that you are using all over the face. So that way it's seamless. So when you finish cleaning up your brow area, it just blends into the foundation. You don't have to worry about doing any extra work. So the foundation that I'm going to use to clean up my brows today, and I'm also going to be using this all over the face, is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, and this one is in Chai. So I just take a pump, maybe not even like a full pump, because that can get a bit crazy. So just like a little, just that much, just a little bloop, you know? And I'm taking this foundation to clean it up. I like to take it on a flat brush, but do you see, like, it's really, really thin. So this is gonna help us go in and get a nice line and to get up against that brow really, really good. All right, so I got some of the product. Gonna go in and clean it up. So we're gonna get rid of this little line, go directly up to it. And this is the part where you can just go in and clean up any mistakes that you made. So this is when I said, like, if you made it too thick, it's okay because you can literally just go over it with your foundation and be all right with the world. I'm just going up against it. To clean up the foundation, I just drag it down some here and go in with my finger and blend that product. And if you got a little bit too much there, just drag it down again and just go in. Then for the top, I'm gonna start on the outside again. So I'm using the side of the brush to go around the arch area. So just the top curve of it. Basically have to kind of, you know, twist your brush, manipulate it so you can get it into the areas that you want to have it. You know, I said that I wanted this straighter, but somehow it still managed to be arched, like at an angle that it grows in. How did that happen? I feel like this curve here is just a little bit too much, so I'm gonna bring her down just a bit. Since we lost a little bit of product over here on this side, I'm just gonna go in with the Benefit pencil and just draw it back in. It's literally that easy. So if you mess up, you take too much away when you're cleaning up, just go in and fill it in again. No harm done. This is a little trick that I use. If you don't get the sharpest tail here, you want this to be a little bit more sharp so it can cut someone, you know, cut through that credit card debt, then you can go ahead and use the brush and just bring it up a little bit here. So just bring it a little bit further up here on the outside edge, and then this little piece here, take your finger and just blend it away. And now you got a super sharp tail. Move back to the front portion. So in the front portion, we are going to use the spoolie and we're gonna feather it. So we don't have that, you know, box the line and it looks a little bit more natural. Like this is just where our brows started. We didn't draw these on. So that looks a little bit more natural. And I have two mirrors. It is important when you are doing your brows, if you can, to have two mirrors, a tiny little compact, and this is just to have it close up so you can see exactly what you're doing here and look directly into it. And then I also have a circle mirror here. It looks like this. So this is my circle mirror, and that's you guys. Hey! It's good to have two mirrors always when you're doing makeup so you can see how it looks up close and you can see how it looks far away. So if you can, get two mirrors. Anyways, I'm getting off track, and this is how my videos are always super long because I sit here and talk your ear off. Now that we're in the front part, I really like it because everything is looking like it's hair-like strokes up in there. We can see the hairs that we have, which is mainly in the front portion here, and the tail end we don't really have any hair there, but that's okay because, you know, we filled it in, we finessed it. But to get a little bit more, I'm gonna take the NYX product again, the NYX Build 'Em Up Brow. And I'm gonna wipe off the excess here so it's not like super thick because she can be thick sometimes and we don't want that. So I'm gonna go into the front part, very lightly, just flick it up. Just flicking in this area. And then I do like a couple of flicks throughout the brow, and it just like kind of enhances a little bit of the brow-like strokes that you could possibly get. So just keep going in with this product and making those hair-like strokes. Do you see like how you're getting more of the stroke look in this? And then you can always, again, go back in with that spoolie if you feel like you got too much and thin that bad boy out. I feel like this part here is just a little bit too harsh, so I'm gonna go in and thin her out a little bit. Like that. Go back in with a little bit of powder just to run it along. When you go in with your angled brush, it's okay to have the brush like this when you're following the natural, you know, curves of the brow. But in the front portion, turn your brush from here to here and then just flick it up very lightly in the front, and then you can get, again, a little bit of a more natural feel, which is what we are ultimately going for. Now to set the brows, and yes, it is important to set your brows. One, to make sure that it doesn't move, and two, to make sure that it gives a more realistic look. To set my brows, I like to use a bar of soap. There are multiple brow gels on the market, anywhere ranging from the cheaper end to the more expensive end, but I'm gonna use a bar of soap. So I spritz a little bit of water down, and I take another spoolie, not the one that was on the brow pencil, but one that I just have laying around. You can use the one on the brow pencil, just make sure that you clean it off. And when you take the soap, make sure that it's not too much water, but also make sure that it's not too dry. So you want something that's in the middle, because that's gonna give you the best look and best effects. If it's too wet, it will take away the product, and then if it's too dry, then it's just gonna be too clumpy on the brow. On the front part, I go in very lightly. So do you see how it's like leaving those white marks? You don't want those white marks because it will dry that way. So again, just going in lightly. Oh my gosh. All right, so I'm gonna have to clean that up, because she's tripping. She tripping. So I'm just going in, and I'm making it more straight in the front. And then as I go on, I just curve it up, following the natural shape of the brows there. And then on the top part, for the hairs that are sticking up, I just comb them down. And then in the front, I kind of just separate these hairs a little bit. Kind of use these to my advantage. Break them up a little bit to make it seem like they're just a little bit more feathered in. Then to seal the deal, to make sure everything is nice and tidy, I take a pair of tweezers, and then I just go in and kind of tweeze any little stray hairs that are lingering. It's usually not a lot of hairs that I have to tweeze, because not a lot grows. Nothing like too crazy. Okay, so that is it. That is my brow. I'm happy with this brow. I'm liking what we achieved with this brow today. As a little bit of a comparison, this is the finished brow, and this here is what we started with. That's a difference. Thank the makeup heavens for brow products, because without brow products, I don't really know where I would be in life. Somewhere hiding under a rock, probably. Not leaving my home. Okay, that's a little bit far. I would still leave my home, but you get what I mean. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please take it, share it with someone who needs it to be shared. Rewatch it as many times as you need to. And the important thing to know, this is like the most important thing to know. When it comes to doing your brow, the first time around will not be perfect. The second time around will not be perfect. It might take you a few tries to get the hang of it, to learn how to work with your products, to learn how to work with brow products in general, to learn your shape, to get the shape down. It takes a little bit of time, but like with anything else in the world, if you practice it, you will get good at it. Don't give up. It can be frustrating. Both brows do not need to be identical. They are sisters. They're not twins. So just remember that one can be like a little bit more, you know, angled, because that's how our brows grow anyway. So just take that into account and practice, practice, practice. Don't give up. I believe in you. I know that you can do this. I know that you can get your brows down, and I know you can get the shape and style that you want, okay? Whether it's feathered, it's bold, it's natural. Try them all and see what you can do. If you're not sure what brow shape looks best on you, you can even buy brow stencils. This one is from Eyebrow. So it comes with 4 arch styles, and you can just hold these up to your eye. If you haven't seen brow stencils, they look like this. So they have like a full arch, medium arch, slim arch, and then they have a high arch. And when you use it, you just hold that stencil up to your eye, and then you just fill it in with your brow pencil and go in and fill it in with powder, and then see how the whole thing looks. Don't just fill it in with the brow pencil and give up, because with the brow pencil, just with an outline, it all looks crazy until you actually fill it in with product. Use the stencils first if you're a beginner and see which shape really looks good on you. You can even do a little bit of research and take it as much as as going to Google, figuring out what your face shape is. If you have a heart shape, you can look up which brow style looks good on heart-shaped face. Something like that, or just type it into Google or Pinterest and a whole bunch of stuff will pop up. They'll have like different celebrities that you can see if your face shape looks like this celebrity, and that can help. So I really hope that this video helps so many of you. It has taken me so long to get my brows down and to be happy with a brow shape of my own. Don't give up and keep practicing. We are all capable of achieving amazing brows. Just stick with it, okay? So do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you did learn something. If you did like this video, I upload twice a week. Stick around and see where we go with this channel, and give this video a thumbs up if you did like anything in it, if you did learn any tips. If you will be sharing this, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what type of brows that you have. Do you have sparse? Do you have full? Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can get updates when I upload videos. I know if YouTube isn't showing the bigger influencers, then YouTube probably isn't showing my small little channel. So hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything. And until next time, you guys, bye.